Well, I think I'm live, and I think I just messed up that time. I did, didn't I? I just messed up the time I was going to go live. I was just going to pop up and go live, and I think it don't say that over on the YouTube side. Oh, well. I need to quilt, so we're just going to go ahead and start. I messed it up, made a mistake. So I hope you guys pop in. Hey, Hoga Homestead. Happy 4th. I've got a cough. Shaking around that fabric makes my throat tickle sometimes. All right. I think I set the time wrong, but we're just going to go ahead and start. I've got some quilts or at least one quilt that I want to put on the long arm. So I'm going to do that. And I was hoping some of y'all would come up on the panel and keep the chat going where I could keep it working. I'm surely some of you will here in a minute. But hello, Rebecca. Couple of us here now. Happy 4th of July. Oh, it's a hot 4th of July here. Pretty warm. So I'm just going to work in here where it's cool. I got that new mini split and it's working good. And I got the fans on. My fans are not roaring too loud, are they? I hope they're not. Hello, Cindy in Alaska. Happy 4th of July. Oh, Rainy where you are. I've got to go back to the back bedroom and cut some batting to go in this quilt. I've only had this thing since Monday, but I think it's going to work out pretty good for me up here. And in the wintertime, it'll heat, so I just think it'll be pretty good. Southeast Indiana. And Lynn says, happy 4th of July to all of you who celebrate. Good evening from the UK. I'm not doing much celebrating. The mail didn't run, and that's about the only thing different around here. I've got some packages I need to package up and send out, but there wasn't any mail because it was the 4th of July. I really need to get somebody up here. Let me see if I can send a quick message here. Well, not sure if I can or not. Well, I'm going to let you guys chat, and I'm going to leave the room for just a minute to go get that batting. And I hope somebody comes up here that will talk to you guys. Hey, Rowena. Rowena's in Northeast Indiana. And Wendy, where Lynn's at in the UK. Hate to just walk off, but I really got to go get that other stuff. I'm not going to get this quilted if I sit here and my little friend needs it done. You can gossip now. I don't have the time to go back and reread the chat or listen to see what y'all say. So if you gossip about me, that's okay. Oh, I know. I could show you what I'm going to work on right quick. I'll do that. Let me show you. She's made it for one of her sons or grandsons, and it's like a log cabin, and it's got the deer on it. You see the deer? And the other part of it has it's fishing, so it kind of split down the middle. She's put two of them together. It's either for her son or grandson. But she just was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and she's fixing to go through she started her chemo, and they're going to do surgery. So she's a pretty sick little lady. And here's the backing The backing has the deer on one side and the fish on the other side. And I've got a pantograph over there. I couldn't find one with fish, but that pantograph's got deer and bear on it and trees. So that's what I'm going to quilt it with. Yeah, she needs our prayers. All right, let me see what I can do here. I'll start pinning this in there. I can do that. Idea. Something to mark that center with. Yeah, her name is Cindy, and she's probably a year older than I am. Get my bowl of pens. There's Joanna. Joanna, you gonna come up? Yes, I messed up a setting the time. It's my mistake. So I started 50 minutes before time because I messed up a setting it. And I think I pinned the link to the top. So give you a few minutes. And you were up late making the strawberry rhubarb pie. So Joanna's going to come up and monitor the chat. There you are.
You're fine. It was perfect timing. My nephew skedaddled with his grandma to have a meal, and so perfect timing, Miss Rita.
Okay. I'm gonna work and let you guys just. Well, my phone's ringing. I'm gonna mute myself. Probably Terry. I don't have time to talk to him.
You best give him a couple minutes anyway. Probably looking for you. Oh, Cindy, I haven't had a good strawberry rhubarb pie in a long time.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. A little warm today.
I've been sewing a lot today.
Oh, well, that's good. I had planned on doing a bunch of sewing, and then all of a sudden my sister said, oh, well, Tyler's coming. Well, that was the day. Yesterday was 3 doctor's appointments between us, and the day before was 3
wow.
So hopefully tomorrow will be
appointments.
What's that?
I hate doctor's appointments.
I'm so tired of them. You know, I'd be happy never to see another doctor, another hospital.
Yeah. What'd you have done?
Well, I had to set up. Let's see, my sister had her neuro because she has Lewy body. And then I had to set up for my permanent implant because I'm getting a spinal cord stimulator.
Oh, okay.
So I had to do the consult with the surgeon that was going to do that because the surgeon that did the trial was different. And so I've gone through all the hoops and been trying to get that done. And then see, Monday, Jeb wanted a shot in the arse from the rheumatologist for her psoriatic arthritis because I got one and she didn't want to be left out. And let's see, I set up her surgery for her neck, which will be the 10th. Got that set up. It's just last summer it was, do we do your shoulder for my sister? Do we do your shoulder or do we do the neck? And because she had a micro tear in her, quit, I'm on the thing. She had a micro tear in her rotator cuff. It was, hang on a minute. What? Thank you.
Hi, Cindy.
It was decided that the shoulder was more important. It might take care of everything. Well, now a year later, she has the same problem I had to have fixed with the entrapped nerves. So we just, at least she's not trying to keep up with me. Has anyone ever used a quick motion setup? It has a frame, but the sewing machine sits on a track on the quilting frame. Someone gifted one to me. Haven't had time or space to set it up.
Is that like the cutie? Because I have the cutie frame and it sets on a track and it sets on a table. And I've used it several times. I've got it set up permanently though. I don't ever take it down because it's too much trouble to take the sewing machine off and and put it back on again. So if that's the same thing, mine sets on a table and it has a frame and the sewing machine sets on a track. Yeah. So I think I've had mine maybe a year, something like that. You have to get used to it, the speed and everything.
I think I've heard of them and seen them, but I don't.
It's a cutie frame. I'm not sure if that's the same thing she's talking about.
I imagine it's similar if it's a frame.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it.
On.
Full quilting frame with a track. I don't know how big yours is, but
Miss Rita, I want to tell you something.
Well, you want to tell me?
I was on Instagram and Aurifil put out an advent calendar with 24 spools of thread or 25 spools of thread. And I thought, well, there's no way. So I went into their giveaway and they contacted me yesterday and said I was the one winner. And
wow.
And I was like, really? I have, I've entered giveaways on Instagram. Never heard anything back, but
That's a lot of dollars worth of value there.
it is. I think they're retailing at like 140. And then they have a surprise in 5 of the calendars that they put out. There's a golden spool, and if you get the golden spool, you get like this huge set as well.
Wow. Huh.
But, yeah, and I just looked at it and I thought, well, that just looks really cool to play with, but you have to order by the end of July so that they know how many to put together to ship in November. So I was surprised to wake up.
Congratulations to you. So, yeah.
Really?
I have a message from I think they're Italy or Switzerland, going, you won? And I'm like, is this for real? But yeah, I think it's going to be cool. And it has mostly 50 weight, but they did sprinkle in some other weights, which should be fun to play with.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, Cindy. A lot of people misspell my name. I'm used to it. They usually put two E's in, but that's okay. I knew what you meant. I was nervous about using the cutie frame too at first, but and I wasn't good at it at all. But then I just decided to jump in and do it anyway. So it's getting better. That takes a lot of practice.
Well, I think that's just about anything with sewing is
Oh
that you
yeah.
practice. You know,
Yep.
free motion is a lot of fun, but unless you just kind of practice, you know,
Yeah.
um,
You're right. Cutting your fabric, sewing your fabric, everything takes practice.
and figuring out techniques and things that work
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that takes some time too. I mean, because sometimes things that you do won't work for somebody else.
Right. Right.
And sometimes it's like, oh, well, that looks like an interesting technique. And it's like, no.
Yeah. You got to do what fits your need.
Yeah. And you've got to be willing to make mistakes because,
Oh yeah.
you know, and you're going to learn more from them.
It's just fabric that you only gave $12, $13 a yard for. So.
Exactly.
I just made a mistake. I had a layer cake and I cut it and it's like, oh, this is wrong. And I made do because it took about the whole square just to cut everything out. So I just had sometimes you have to piece it together.
Yeah. And Cindy says, at least I know who you were.
Yeah, she knew who I was. It was fine. It's fine. I'm used to that.
Rowena, they get you confused with Ramona a lot of times.
I know. Yeah, they do.
And Keepsake has had scrap bags for, I think it's like $35, and you get 6+ yards. They're on sale, and you can either do a free spirit mystery, you can do cave, Tula, batik, and a couple others. And they're actually, I did one to check it out, and it's actually 5 yard and a quarter pieces. And because they gave me a coupon for 15% off, so I got 6 and a quarter, 6.5 yards for 35 with shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really funny because this didn't go with the motif. This was in the middle, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not by the design.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
And so I called them. It's by Morris and Orkney. It's a free spirit. And I called them, and the lady says, oh no. And it was real funny because she did the Southern thing. She says, honey, can you hang on? Because I got to go see if there's any more like this, because I could have a catastrophe coming. Because if we did a bunch of these like this, I'm going to have phone calls, all, you know. And I said, that's fine. And they're going to send me a replacement piece, you know, from it. But I would do it again because it's not small pieces. I went ahead and tried the Tula. I was going to do batiks or cave, but I went ahead and did Tula. And I got some nice pieces, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the stripes can be used. I got 1.25 yards of the mineral, although that's not the color I would have chosen. I got the weird moth.
The butterflies?
Yeah. Butterflies and moths.
Yeah.
Not, you know, a little bit different than what I would have picked out, but still nice enough. But right in the middle of it was this company, this designer I'd never heard of. And I thought, I don't think that's Tula.
No, I don't think so either.
But they were very, very kind, and they're gonna fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it's 6+ yards for. It's on sale for $39 for 6+ yards, and then there's a 15% off coupon. And it's not little pieces. It's 5, 1 1/4. yards, and all I didn't really want was Curiouser and Curiouser. Because I think the cat and the teacups are the only thing in that one that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Cindy says it's 60 degrees in Alaska.
Wow. It's hot here. Y'all can't hear me. Am I
It's 80
muted?
from
I'm not
here.
muted, am I? I want you to know I canned 15 quarts and 1 pound of tomatoes this morning.
Wow.
I know. I get one of them Atta girls.
You
Yeah.
do.
Sat down, then I sat down and rested before I come up here and made us a sandwich.
Teresa, it's not for so long. Keepsake Quilting Company has their mystery scrap bags, and you get 6+ yards, and they have like a mix of Free Spirit. They have a batik bag, they have a Tula bag, a case bag, and a couple others on sale right now on their site. And this was the tool I happened to get. And then I ended up getting an extra 15% off. So, and this was right in the dead center. And I thought, but they are going to replace that. They told me to keep this. I could.
That's nice.
They said just keep our yard and a quarter. Oops. Well, you can burn it. You can give it to charity. You can find a use for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really nice. So
yeah.
And like I said, I don't use a lot of her fabric, but I liked her line works and a few other things. It's like Cape. Cape had to grow on me. And,
yeah, I don't use that either.
But the thing is when you cut Cape down, it looks cooler than it does when you have a big piece. Unless you're doing a specific project where you need flowers or something like that. So, yes, Lynn, it happened to be Bonus Fabric, and they're a real nice company. They're out of North Carolina here. For me, it's about 3.5 hours away. They have a lot of good sales that pop up on their emails.
Rebecca says she's remodeling a mobile home for her family to come and stay. It's more of a sewing shack for me. Oh boy, the work is a lot.
I imagine it is.
I bet it is.
Morning, Mary. How are you this morning?
Hi, Mary.
I found this cool place in Southport, North Carolina.
Teresa wants to know if you want to share the link for that, Joanna.
I don't know how to share the link. Well, it's just keepsakequilting.com.
Oh, Keepsake Quilting. Okay.
I think I'm going to have to repen all that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, it's got the deer that's directional, and they're going one way, and the pantograph's going to go the other way. So I think I need to take it out and redo it. And I hate pinning them in.
So how are you going to do? Take it out and turn it?
Yeah, turn it where the pantograph and the deer will both be standing up the same way.
Yeah.
I think I'd be happier if I did that.
Yep.
I didn't notice it quick enough.
Better that you found out now instead of later.
Yeah, but all I liked was this much pinning it in.
Oh.
But I want it to be halfway right. I can't do everything perfect, but I think I can fix that.
Keepsake Quilting Company. It should be easy to find.
Yeah, a lot. You type in Keepsake Quilting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pop right up, and like I said, they're out of North Carolina here in Archdale.
So you're in North Carolina?
Yes, I settled here about 30 some odd years ago, but now they have a mystery red, white, and blue 6 yard plus minimum 6 yard scrap for $29, and the free spirit scrap is $29. And
Teresa put it in the link.
There you go. But yeah, and they're, like I said, they're very nice people. And okay, so yeah, they still have the They have the mystery. It's all just a mix of food
Oh, okay.
spirit,
Yeah.
and that's 29. And they have a boutique, which is minimum of 6 yards, and it's 39. But they do have a coupon that's floating around for 10 to 15% off of that. And a couple others, I'm sure. But anyway,
Cindy says, okay, ladies, I don't know about quilting or sewing, so I'm going to hop off, enjoy the day, and be safe.
okay, Cindy. Well, we end up talking about food and all kinds of other things
Yep. Yep.
around here. But the other thing I was going to say was this quilt company from the mountains of North Carolina. They got a booth and a vendor in Southport, which is like 6 hours from their main store, and they take all their end of bolts and things and put it in this vendor booth. So you can get older patterns, 2018, 2019, for $6 a yard, free cut, or panels, and they do bundles. But my sister, it's about an hour from here, so she had an appointment. We went to eat, and I looked up quilting. It was the only quilting place that popped up down there. And I thought, well, this is kind of a nice idea.
Cheryl wants to know, does anyone know what brand of sewing machine has a metal gears in the motor?
Well, Bernina does. Some of the upper Genomes do. I'm not sure about Baby Lock. Juki does.
Juki, yeah, I have a Juki.
Juki has metal gears. Bernina, Juki, and I think Bernina are the top companies. It just depends on if you want. Juki is like mainly a straight stitch machine and a workhorse, and a Bernina gives you a little bit broader options for different projects. So I think that's kind of the big difference. They're both.
She says my Baby Lock Jazz too has plastic gears. I have found out, and I do 25 quilts a year, and I'm wearing it out.
I wouldn't. I know. I'm not gonna. If you love your Baby Locks, you go for it. I had a Baby Lock Bird.
I've never had one.
And the dealer screwed me 6 ways to Sunday. And I found out from Baby Lock that they don't care what their dealers do. They're independent. They buy a license, and they basically have no say. And I thought, well, you really lost my business there. It was the only one I could find. I needed a new machine. It was March 2020. Everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody was buying up the sewing machines
And I got their workhorse, which is a Burr, for 60% off, and I could pick it up here in town, but the dealer did not. And when I called Baby Lock, they basically were like, "Oh well." So
hi, June.
That soured me on their company. But I know hundreds of people love their Baby Locks. A lot of people like their Genomes. Some say they're really complicated. If you have the money, I would say Juki or Bernina.
I have a Juki.
Yeah. I think most if you don't have a featherweight, like Rita uses, I think a lot of content creators and quilters either use a Juki or a Bernina.
I have two brothers and an old singer.
I like sewing on my brother too, but I just like that featherweight.
Well, the brothers have got like the different stitches. You can embroidery or whatever. That's why I got it. The Juki is just straight stitch.
Oh, really? Just straight stitch?
Yeah.
My Juki's just straight stitch. They have others that's not, but mine's straight stitch.
They have a few Jukis that aren't, but most Jukis are straight stitch, kind of like a featherweight on steroids.
But the brothers got the zigzag and all kinds of different stitches.
And brothers, they're good. I don't know about today's machines, but they've always had a good reputation.
That's funny. Hugo Holmes said, I have 3 older sisters, 1 younger sister, and a younger brother.
Oh, all right.
I said I had 2 brothers.
That's
I got
pretty
more than
good. Yeah.
I have more than 2 brothers. That's just talking about sewing machine.
Well, Cheryl, I did the same thing. I split the cost of my baby lock with my sister with STEM money, and I had it 4 months before.
Rowena, you've got to hold up
Part
that block that you made
went
too.
at 4
What
times.
top?
That block that Sunday
Oh,
drive.
block,
You got to show them that. You got to show them your block, and I know Cheryl's making them too. So
Oh, Cheryl's. I have a Juki TL 2010Q.
I think that's a pretty popular.
Yeah, it is. It's got the 2 attention. They it's got the an extra tension disc on top.
Nice choices, Teresa. You've got a Bernina 442 20
20 plus years old.
Wanted a machine for the fishing trailer. Got another Bernina 475, and she also has a Juki. I have little bit the baby lock. I got blessed with the Bernina 770 Quilters edition, and I have my featherweight, and I have a piece of crap.
I have a Janome, a little Janome that's just like new that was given to me.
I have a piece of crap serger that I need to.
I have a serger, but it's a brother serger.
I need to either get it fixed or get another one because it died right when I was using it on Christmas to sew a blanket.
Yeah, I like that little Janome I have. It's nice, but it's not heavy duty enough to go through like when you're making bags out of canvas and things like that. So,
well, mine's a My Home serger, so it has all the metal parts and goes almost back to when they were.
Lynn says she can't get baby lock in the UK, and I'm saving for a dream machine, either a Janome or a Bernina, but it needs to have everything. I don't have space or funds for a long arm.
Lynn, I would say from the reviews that I've heard and from personal experience, if you can go with Bernina, you're not going to be unhappy. And Bernina dealerships are totally covered by Bernina umbrella, and all the dealers are vetted. And so therefore, if you have a problem or your dealer has a problem, the company will back you. They're not going to let you fly. And I know people who love their Janomes, but I also heard a lot of people say, well, I had one person come into the baby lock dealer, and she said, I tried 3 different Janomes, including like a $15,000 one, and I hated them. And she said, it's all personal preference, but
Yeah.
And you can get less expensive, like right now.
I'll be right back.
Right now, I think they have like a 475 Quilters edition. Doesn't have as big a throat, but you can get the Cape Special Edition with goodies for like, I think it's $19.99 on sale. Now that's a lot for a machine, but you're gonna have the machine in 20-25 years. I mean, it has a 5, 10, and 20-year warranty. Mechanical and but Rowena, oh yeah. And I debated between a Juki and a Bernina, but I thought I'd do too many different.
There you go, Cheryl. I typed it in what I have.
I do too much of a variety of projects, so I went with the.
I needed something more heavy duty to go through thicker fabrics because I make like tote bags and things, make them out of a canvas.
Well, I took that Verb and I made leather aprons and all kinds of things with it, and the baby lock dealer was shocked. He says, I knew it was a workhorse, but you've done things with it I didn't think was possible.
Mm-hmm.
And my Bernina has handled canvas very well. In fact, that card.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. But
But you Juki. I mean, Jukis, you can't go wrong.
I have a semi-industrial brother that's it's
Yeah.
just like the Juki almost. So,
Hmm.
but I left that on my cutie frames. I got the Juki so I wouldn't have to take the brother off the frame all the time and use it and put it back.
Well, I understand that because that's a whole lot of work
Yeah, it is. You have to adjust everything.
moving. And Cheryl says, thank you.
Kathy Waits says I have two singers, one Janome, one brother, and Broadway, one vintage singer. I have two. I have one vintage singer and a Janome and two brothers. Yeah.
If Kathy wants to come up, just tell me if she gets in the basement.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Teresa says that's the reason I got a Juki, because husband wants to be able to repair boat cover and son-in-law wants to redo his VW.
Yeah. They're semi-industrial. They can go through a lot of fabric.
I mean, that's it, Lynn. What you need to pare down is, doing a test drive is the best thing, but like,
Yeah.
you need to decide, do you want to, what features you want it, how many stitches you want available. Do you want the possibility to wander off and possibly do embroidery or freestanding lace? Do you want, what kind of projects are you doing? Are you doing mainly quilting and that type of thing? And that all factors in. And like I said, Bernina has some lower price machines. They do have the Bernats, but they're not made in Switzerland.
I did mainly straight stitch, but sometimes applique. So that's why I have the brother with you can with the different stitches.
Well, I was given my sister
Hi, Kathy.
a featherweight for my birthday last year. So that's
Mm-hmm.
So there's Betsy Little Bit and Phoenix. Phoenix is the big dog. But Betsy may actually be the big dog in hiding because she's I think a 46 singer. And she's real nice. In fact, a friend of mine, I was looking through a table he had. And
I have one of those boxes.
Yeah, and it says February 1937. And I said, how much do you want for these parts? He says, take them. I'll just throw them away. And I'm like, uh-uh. And I got I got a hook bobbin.
What year's your singer?
46.
Mine's a 40. Mine's a 49.
And I got a couple metal bobbins, so I don't know. I got an edge, one of the original Singer edge guides, and I got two zipper foots. And the interesting thing is, one of these is Singer UK, Singer Great Britain. So this is a USA foot, same feet. But this one's stamped Great Britain, and this one's stamped US.
Mine has a thread cutter and a large wide throat space and an extension table.
Yeah, mine's 12 inches, 11 inch, I think is my throat space.
That's how much?
It's, I think it's an 11-inch throat
11.
space. Yeah, it's monstrous compared to the Verb.
Rebecca says she has a 52 that was her mother's. Now, Teresa said, Lynn asked if you can sit in on a mastery class, Bernini, usually 3 months once a week, usually for the series 4, 5, or 7 machines.
Well, that's another thing to consider is, and you can ask your Bernina dealer. With my Bernina machine, they gave me a free master class just for the sewing machine. That was a private, one-on-one, 2.5 hours. Show me all the teachers let me ask questions about the machine. They didn't just take it and put it in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave me a 3.5 hour master class on the embroidery separate, and that was included with the machine. And I got fortunate because I got it for like 4,500 off, and then I got 4,500 worth of freebies with it because it's a case special edition. It's pretty.
I bet you do cherish it, Rebecca. I wish I had my mother's old singer. I don't. I don't really remember what happened to it.
My mother got one of the first computerized sewing machines made by Singer in 1976, and it's sitting at my niece's house.
Happy
And
4th of July, Deborah and Mary.
it's been sitting there since 2018, and my niece won't touch it. She won't give it up, and she won't touch it.
Teresa's going to go back to lurking, going to trim blocks. Have a good day. Have a great day, all.
But yeah, I don't know where. My mother didn't teach me about anything about sewing. She wouldn't let me touch machines.
My mother sewed all the time. She sewed all of our clothes.
You know, I have no memories. I have memories of my mother. This is my machine, and I'm a master sewist, and did it. But I only heard that machine run once.
No.
And I'm not saying that she didn't before I was born with the oldest kid, but I only saw it run once. But as a reward for the oops child, she talked father into getting her the brand new Singer with the computer board, and it was one of the first computerized. And I don't think she ever really used it.
Lynn's going to go to the big festival of quilts here in the UK in August, and they have all the machines on display. We'll definitely check them out this year.
That's always helpful to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's always, you know, if you can find a mom and pop shop that sells the brand you want,
Mm-hmm.
within the company. I mean, Bernina, you do have to go to Bernina U and get they're very strict about their dealers because they want to maintain the quality and all.
Rebecca says, next summer I'm going to put sheds in the backyard, back for my kids to stay in, putting my old machines in each shed.
That might be a good idea. Yeah, the guy who I got this from, he's kind of a family friend, and he's got 4 featherweights in cabinets. He's got 5 sitting on the shelf. And basically, I said, listen, if you don't really care about the sewing machines in the cabinets, and you just want the cabinets to redo and shelving out of, let me know. Because they're sitting, I mean, they are covered, but it's not climate controlled or anything. They're just sitting in the back of an open shed, and it's like, and the 4 or 5 that he took out of are just sitting on the shelf, kind of all, and I'm like, oh, and they look beautiful from what I could see under the barrel of the table, and I'm wondering if the one that this came from is a UK because of some of the feet indications, but he's 70 years old, and he's, sometimes you can talk to him and sometimes you can't. I mean, like I said, I was very surprised he gave me all these feet, a couple which I didn't have, a book that's kind of mostly there, a couple pair of old scissors, a bobbin hook,
bobbin holder,
a couple ancient pairs of scissors, which I don't know if I can redeem. This is also very good because I didn't have one of these.
What's that?
It's a Singer 1/4 inch guide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I see it. Yeah.
But this was actually made for the featherweight by Singer.
Okay.
So, and there's a couple feet in here. I got some feet with mine, but they were pretty rusty, and I need to get with So Terry and see if you can, like, you see with this ruffler foot, I need to ask So Terry if you can sand that or clean it up. But like, I had never, and don't ask me how to use this, but
Bye,
this foot,
June. June's got to go.
Bye, June.
by June,
She's gonna watch the replay.
this foot, I mean,
Poor Rita is working so hard, she's making me sweat. That's Marilyn. Lynn says bye. Oh, says bye to June. Okay.
June, you have a good afternoon and a good day.
It's 80. It's supposed to be 81 here today, but it's very humid.
It seems hotter than
Yeah.
it should be here.
Looked like all afternoon was going to rain. Hasn't yet. Well, it rained a little bit, not much.
Well, we desperate. Yeah, it was supposed to be in the 80s. 91 feels like 98, and 77% humidity, and rain chance all week. Yes, Rita does very hard. It's kind of nice though that Rita can pop up here and have company, because I know what it's like. You go into your chore.
It's lonesome up here by myself sometimes.
Yeah, you go into your chore and you either have like YouTube to listen to or something like that, but sometimes it's nice to have like chitter chatter in the background, or like you're taking a break right now.
There's that block.
I mean,
It's
That's
pink
nice.
and yellow.
I just think it's cute the way it's put together.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do those little stars in the cornerstones and sashing too, aren't
Yes, I like those.
you? That was so much easier than I thought it was. I'd never done that before, but
I really like those.
Yeah.
You
So
put colors together really well.
with
like
colors, yeah. It doesn't really show up on camera the way it really is. It's a real pretty pink and yellow. And
do you plan on going the whole thing bright and colorful too? The whole thing?
Yeah. I'm just using scraps.
Yeah. Oh, that's all I was doing, but I'm happy with mine.
Yep. I can't, why buy a layer cake when I got all these scraps,
I know, but some of those layer cakes are so pretty.
I know. I'm already doing one with Mona with the layer cake. So
I'm gonna thread my machine. I'm fixing to see if I can do this again. It's been a long time since I quilted one.
you got it all pinned on?
It's pinned on, yeah. And I changed the thread. I'm using this light brown colored thread on the deer, the elk, whatever they are.
Lynn says, I agree, Joanna. I mostly spend my days here on my own. Love tuning in to YouTube chats.
I agree, Lynn.
Thank you, Kathy.
Sometimes it's nice.
Thank you, Mary.
Sometimes it's good.
I can't believe that so many of y'all are up so early in the morning. I just can't.
I'm always up.
Even when I just pop up, y'all just pop up too. So
I was up at 4:00 this morning. So
it was just a little bit before 5 before I got up.
Yep.
I used to always lurk, and Rita kept going, well, come on up. So every once in a while, I'll come up here and show my spirit. Well,
so you working on anything, Joanna?
I have I have a few. I think I have 5 blocks left for my sampler quilt.
Oh, making a sampler
we,
quilt.
From the ones the our little Rita adventure.
Oh yeah.
So I think I have 5 for those. And then my sister wanted a little thing for her table. So I have this all set up so I'm just gonna do a simple free motion.
What is that, like hot air balloons?
Yeah, it's hot air balloons.
Okay.
Because and then if she doesn't like it, she can.
Yeah, reversible.
Yeah, but she picked out the color on the back, and I got this because it was hot air. It's just a small side table. So, and I was looking for 2 the other day when Miss Rita was on, and I was up. I was looking all over the place for 2 UFOs that I need to finish, and I actually found.
I've lost my oil can.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, oh. And I gotta put the oil on it or it won't sew. And it's usually just sitting around someplace.
Sarah says she watches you every morning and may not be chatting, but I'm watching.
Well,
this was the one that disappeared the longest. It is a 62 inch.
Is that
French,
like a braided?
It's a French braid table
French
runner.
braid. Yep.
And see my box. They're all holiday dachshunds. So,
yeah.
So
See that?
That I should don't ever do.
I didn't find it, but I'm in a quilt shop, so I have some.
But yeah, it's pretty much both sides are matching. The dachshunds go to and the dachshunds. So all it needs is quilting and binding. And she said, "Can I put dog feed on the back?" And I said, "Yeah, because then you can use it after Christmas. Just flip it over on the table." She said, "Well, don't." I said, "Don't have to match. It's yours." But yeah, all that's left is the quilting and binding on that one.
Deborah says the Sunday drive is on her bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the other one I was missing was a wall hanging that I'm working on for myself.
Lynn says, well, ladies, it's near 8 p.m. Need to go finish dinner. So nice to chat with you all live. Take care out there. Watch out for those fireworks.
I ain't going no place today. No.
No, I'm not. No fireworks.
Well, I can't figure out how to get that on there.
You know, I don't focus on one project at a time. And then I get my sister to interrupt. Oh, I need this. Or somebody pops up and says, I need bowl koozies. But I've never been a one task start to finish person. But I've been gathering my UFOs too. And a couple of them are just Christmas.
There's one for you, Rowena. Can you say I want a cup of tea in an English accent?
No, can't.
It has to be a Southern accent for me. That's all I know. All I know, Southern.
I knew this lady from England. How did she say it? Oh, you want to come for a cup of tea? That throat's really dry. If it wasn't dry and I wasn't thinking about it, I probably. But she was a hoot. Let me tell you what. She'd always say, "Okay, well, a cup of tea will solve everything." Sorry, my lid's missing on the porch. Sweet tea, the wine of the South.
Try saying cuppa. It'll make you sound English.
Yeah, cup of tea.
I don't think it would work with my accent, with my hillbilly accent. I don't think it.
Mary said a spot of tea. A spot of
tea.
Looks like Joanna's got a big old gallon jug of tea.
Yeah, I do about one during the day and sometimes one at night. It's a half gallon. I have a handle for it,
Is it tea?
It's
Is that what it is?
yeah, it's decaf sweet tea. Yeah, this is the.
Huh.
This was the other missing UFO. It's a wall hanging that I want to do with fish. I have it upside down or right side up.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm gonna do is put a 2-inch border with this on it. And then I have some blue that's kind of because it's a wall hanging.
Okay.
And then I'll find something to bind it with. I'm not sure what I'm gonna bind it with, but I figured I don't need anything fancy for the back.
All right.
And I'm just gonna put like a little quilt hanger, and then, but I like the panel. I like the way that he did the colors and
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
the fish. This was one of those unplanned finds about.
Rebecca says, Rita, I like your hillbilly accent.
That's all I know. Come back honest. Oh, anyone in the chat English? We did have one from the UK, but I think she left us a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think she
she's
did.
still here. There's Lynn.
Lynn was here and she just left. Yeah,
She's still here. Hi, Mona.
I think, can you hear her? I hear her. She said, I would like a cup of tea, please.
Yes.
Says, I'm from UK. I'm watching from England now.
Mona.
Hello, Mona. Boy, I'm having trouble getting this thing to oil to come out of it. What am I doing wrong?
Okay, well, does it have a seal? Do you have to take the lid off and pop a seal on the bottle?
Well, it come with that. But then I was trying to get that long spout on there. Where'd I put it? I laid it down some. I'm the world's worst to lose stuff. Terrible.
She couldn't find the original oil can.
Now I've lost the.
She's going to be working on a third one, but at least she has to stop.
She's going to go back to her shop and get another one.
And I'm supposed to put this on there because this is what I can't get it to work. And it comes with that part. I probably have to pop that out of there, don't I?
Yeah.
I was say you're gonna have to probably pop that top out and pop the other one in. Now be careful because if you're squeezing the bottle and the top pop, it's gonna squirt oil all over you.
I got it. Now I'm cooking with gas, as they say.
Got oil.
All right.
Hi Mona. Hi Sarah. Not Hillbilly Mountain William. Oh, Royben is English.
They're probably just saying hi to each other.
I was gonna make these, and I don't think I have a whole one right at hand, but I was gonna make these patchwork pocket prayer hearts.
Oh, that's cute.
And they're quilted.
Mm-hmm.
And Shabby Fabrics does and then on the back you have a pocket and a solid.
Oh yeah.
Suit.
Oh yeah.
And what I ended up, there was a great deal on some Cape Bassett 6-inch strips. Now, I didn't know they were 42 inches. They were width of fabric, but it made it really easy to whip up a bunch of these because I cut them in 1.5 inch, sewed them by 2s, and put one in the middle and mixed them up. And it was like it was amazing to see how sometimes you have two pieces from the same strip, and it doesn't even look like it.
Hmm.
And it changed the whole look. And actually, I think it came together fairly good.
You got the idea from Shabby Fabrics?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that they did a tutorial. She did a tutorial, and now she used 5 inch. She used 5 inch time. But see, like here's one.
Charm squares.
Yeah, and what
Mm-hmm.
I did, I knew that I would need at least 35.
I'm gonna mute
So,
myself.
so I thought, how can I do it faster? And with the 6 inch strips, I cut them. I cut them in half, and I took like 10 or 15 of them and cut them down and mixed them up and
Mm-hmm.
sewed them into this.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it a lot easier than fiddling with to me, for getting, and I overdid because I ended up making like 75.
Oh, wow.
And so I have a few left that aren't done. But um, they're really nice because I know she calls it the quilted pocket prayer heart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like this would be one. Once I sew it together, that would be the pocket. This would be the front. Um, but you can put a gift card in there.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea.
You could put a little bit of money in there.
Mm-hmm.
You could
Yep.
you could stash it like on a seat bench or something with a little note going, you know, somebody cares. I mean, there's so many things. They're so versatile, and the only thing besides figuring out a system that worked faster than 5 inch squares is I top stitch. I top stitch my top.
Mm-hmm.
So this one won't be done until I top, because I think it's worth the extra. And the
Mm-hmm.
other thing is she uses, nice gold and silver crosses. Um, I I found some from Jerusalem. I found a small company, family-run company, out of Bethlehem, and they get the olive wood, and to me it elevates it. So, but yeah, Shabby Fabrics has some really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done a bunch of their pocket prayer hearts too. They're little like 2 inch squares, and they have a cross inside. So when you put it in your pocket, if you're feeling stressed, it kind of helps you to focus on
Yeah.
who I think everybody should be focusing on, because
Right. Yep.
I can't live without them. But yeah, and she has two free designs for those. One's a little hourglass you can put together, and one,
Does she do a tutorial on how to make it?
yeah, on both of these. And
Mm-hmm.
you can download, um, and you can download the heart.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay.
And so what I did was
Check that out.
I drew the heart on freezer paper.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get my square like this, I iron the freezer paper on it, lay it whichever way,
Right.
and then it does about 8 or 10, and then I get a new piece of freezer paper.
Good
But
idea. That's a good
this
idea.
made it so simple to cut them out. And see, that's the thing too. See, if I put it here and put the heart on, you're gonna have a whole different look.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use any fabric. She's scraps.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on how much. I don't know that I have
I'll have to check that out. Looks like it's easy to make.
They are. Well, yeah. Well, what I did was I just took 1.5 inch strips, and I put
Mm-hmm.
two together, and then a fifth one, cut it, and a 20 inch set of 5 makes 12 to 13 rows of 5.
Okay.
So you can get at least 2 hearts out of each.
Okay.
Hearts out of each 21-inch strip.
Yeah, Marilyn. Yes, I am from Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. What musical was that from? My sister could pop that off the top of her head.
No, I'm not from Gary, but
I was in Martinsville, Indiana. I spent 3 months there one year. Well, Sarah, I'm not sure what you're agreeing with, but thank you. I lost the thread. She just said she agreed with me. Oh, Deborah's made some hearts too. And here's the thing too, if you, I just cleaned up, is if you make those pocket prayer hearts at Hobby Lobby.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, well, these cut out perfectly to put on the back of the little, what comes out to be a 2-inch, like little square.
Oh, okay.
So this, so you have some that have scripture, you have some that have crosses, and it makes a nicer light of the world. Walk by faith, not by sight. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly. He first loved us. It just makes, to me, a little bit of a nicer back if you're going to do her pocket quilted hearts. So they look like that
Oh, okay.
for the hourglass, and then you can also make them with a 4-patch. And it looks like my chicken papers are here, but you can also do them where this is a 4-patch.
Oh, okay.
So you can do this where it's a 4-patch,
Uh-huh.
and then when you flip it open, you leave an opening and you stick across.
Kathy Wade says she has that fabric.
Yes,
I've seen that. I've seen that at Hobby Lobby.
I had some, and I don't even remember why. And somebody wanted some of those little pocket things that, and I was thinking, okay, what do I put on the back of it? Because I did some like this. And I was thinking, well, what do I put on the back of that? Just a blue and I thought, oh, I've got that fabric that I don't know why I got it that has, and it just seemed to fit better. This one I cut too small. I will stack them. You can, if you do a 5-inch charm pack, 2 5-inch squares, you can make 4 of these from one 5-inch square. And the four patch, I just use strips and sew them together. Yeah. But
Deborah said she made a quilt with that fabric.
I bet that was pretty. I mean, I know I had gotten some of their black and white.
She's also made some hearts too.
Yeah, I saw those a couple years ago, and I just really liked them. They cut Shabby Fabrics has some really nice. They have some good ideas and some nice. Now you can buy a kit too. If you want to buy from them, you can buy a kit from them. And it like makes 12, and it has the crosses and everything like that. But instead,
so how long have you been quilting or sewing, Joanna?
Let's see, I started learning in the 6th grade.
Okay.
And then I took some breaks and, been back at it probably about 7 years now, solid. But those are the crosses. They're olive wood.
Oh, yeah. Are they wood?
Yes, they're hand cut.
Okay.
They're handmade in Bethlehem out of what they harvest. And I like how they hang on the quilted. If I'm going to put one of these on the quilted heart, I like the way these bump it up. Plus, it helps to support a small artisan group out of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
And then these are what I use for the pocket. I just clip off the ring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, they're just inexpensive, but it doesn't matter the color. The only tip I would give you if you want to do some of those squares, put a thin batting, fuse a thin batting to this side, because then when you put the cross in and you're doing the top stitch, it's not catching, and you don't threaten your catching the cross. You're not worried about it because it slides around easy when you have just a thin piece of batting fused on here.
Victoria says she's just getting here. Where did Miss Rita go? She's long arm quilting over there.
Yeah, she had an oil problem.
Yeah, she couldn't find her oil, and then she got a new can of oil and couldn't get the top on. Yes, she's over there, way over there in the corner. What you got?
It's another dachshund.
Oh, really?
This is Munchkin.
Oh,
I picked it up at a
cute.
got
a hat on? Yeah.
He has the little hat on, and you know, the little leader shorts, and he goes with the other fella up here.
Do you have a dachshund?
3 currently.
Oh, 3.
I have 2 long hair and a short hair Velcro dog.
Velcro dog.
Well, I prefer long haired dachshunds because they seem to be more calm and more they're more loving. They just seem more calm.
Our grandkids had 2 dachshunds.
But go ahead. They used to. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay. But this breeder had a short hair, and he was the brother to one of our long hairs, a year apart, and he had a deformed paw. And she says, I won't sell him, but I won't treat him. So if he gets infected and loses his leg, and I said, we'll adopt him, we'll rescue him. And he's like, he's got just enough long hair in him, but more short hair in him. But he's the one that sticks by me too. And then we have 2 basset hounds. And I tell you, don't ever raise basset hounds with little dogs. Raise them first, because then they believe that they're little dogs.
Oh.
I have a 65-pound basset hound that is convinced he's a 15-pound dachshund.
Hi, Karen. Sarah says she has toy poodles.
Oh, toy poodles are pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on.
Mona says, have a great day.
This one's Munchie. He's my old man.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, I was sleeping. He'll be 10 in a couple weeks. He goes, I was sleeping, Mama.
Bye, Mona.
Mona, you leaving?
She says, have a great day.
Hi, Marla. I didn't see you come in. But yeah, we have like a little crazy menagerie here.
Joanna, you are so special. If you decide to do a YouTube sewing channel, it would be super.
Well, thank you, Dee. I have thought about it, but we'll see. I mean, it's Rita's.
We have friends who have 4 of them.
Rita's taking me, I guess, one step closer. I did buy a nice microphone in case I want, when it was on sale about 3 years ago, and it's still sitting over there. But thank you, Dee. I think we'd have to do a little bit of sewing and cooking
Mm-hmm.
and rabbit trail wandering.
Victoria said he was cute, the dog.
Yes. We call him Wooly because he's
Wooly?
Yeah, Wooly because he's like a
Mhm.
woolly mammoth.
Oh, yeah.
Moji is a trimerle, so he's like a blue. He's a brown and tan, but he's blue, so he's a trimerle. And then Mocha's just chocolate, but we do the German spelling, Mocka.
Karen said she would watch you, Joanna.
Well, thank you, Karen. Well, maybe I'll get brave enough to throw a couple videos up. I'll get my neurostimulator going. And
Dee said that would be great.
well, I appreciate
Rita's
that.
back.
Now I'm looking for my scissors.
Oh,
I got the first row done, and it was elk and moose, and those fir trees looking things. So I got it.
take a break. Deborah said she'd watch you too.
Well, thank you, Deborah. I may do that. I mean, Rita's got me one step closer.
Karen said you have a lot to share with us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Gigi Quilts. Afternoon, ladies.
Hello,
Yeah.
Gigi.
And hello to everybody I've not said hello to. I don't think I've said any hello to anybody in a while, but I'm working.
You're working.
I gotta
Really,
put them threads.
if you have leftover fabric and you make yo-yos, you can make angels. I don't know
Make
if I
what?
those. They're little angels made out of yo-yos.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Here's the wings.
Okay.
So,
the yo-yos.
Yeah, I'll sew these wings.
I've made yo-yos before.
Right. Well, this will go on the back here,
Okay.
and then I'll put just a little blush and a couple closed eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was using just 4.5-inch scraps, but I got this. Well, I found this holographic fabric scrap. They make such pretty angels because they catch the light. And you never know. So I wait until it's like real dirt cheap over at the clearance bin, and you make a lot out of it.
Marla said Joanna is a very special person. I would definitely watch your channel.
Thank you, Marla. And I found this for wings. But yeah, if you have that, thank you, Marla. That does mean a lot to me.
Dee said so cute.
Well, it's just nice to do with little extra scraps, and then you can give it. So you put 7 or 8 yo-yos together.
Okay.
Then you plop it. You put, with a piece of DMC floss, and then you put this on the string for the head and glue it down, and then you glue a yo-yo halo, and then 2 wings. And then the only thing I do on the face, now you can put a hole like it's singing, but usually I just put 2 little like this and a little tiny bit of blush from the Dollar Tree.
Rita didn't mute herself.
It was just going to be basted, but anyway, I'm mute.
It's okay.
I'm mute.
I tack two yo-yos together. I tack
Okay. Yeah.
and they stick behind the yo-yo, and you can use any fabric. Joanna's
craft show.
But I morphed to this because I had a friend who was into cosplay and he wanted one of these because his name was Angel. And then I love how these play and catch the light. A friend of mine wanted one that was all purple, and I ended up with a couple of them. And I have to put the wings on her. The wings in her face.
What do you use for the head?
It's a 1-inch, 12 millimeter bead.
Oh, it's a bead.
Yeah, it's just a solid bead.
Oh, okay.
And I get these wooden 2-hole buttons for 99 cents at Hobby Lobby, and some say handmade gloves, some say hearts. Um,
Okay.
but they'll, if you get them set right, sometimes they'll stand up. But um, I ended up with 3 yo-yo makers from
Mhm. I
Quilting
have one.
that were brand new for 10 cents a piece at a yard sale. And I thought, what am I going to do with these? And then I went to Funkin' and went to looking, and because I didn't want to make a purse, I didn't want to make a quilt out of yo-yos. And so we have angels and Christmas trees out of yo-yos.
Hi, Janet.
Uh-oh, your head's missing. And like I said, all what I did was I just started collecting all kinds of different of the stretchy fabrics, colored fabrics from Joann's.
I think Rita muted herself, but when she comes back, Rita's, how would I freeze corn? I prefer on the cob. Can you leave it out, cut off the tip and end? I usually cut off the tip and bottom and microwave for 5 minutes to eat fresh.
Well, I usually skin them and blanch them for 2 or 3 minutes in hot water, and then dump them in an ice bath, and then put them in Ziplocs and put them in the freezer. But I think you can put them in the freezer with the husks on. But we always took the husks off and then did a hot blanch for 2 or 3 minutes and did a shock bath, and then went from the shock bath
Mm-hmm.
and put it in the freezer. So we'll have to ask. And it was all on the cob. You could do it on the cob or off
Mm-hmm.
of the cob.
Janet says she's in the room with JL at the hospital. I'll have to tell Rita that when she comes back.
Well, how is what's up with JL?
Victoria says, do you sell those at the craft show or farmers markets?
There's a little impromptu flea market every Saturday, and it's $5. And you set up here by the famous hot dog place, and then basically it's word of mouth. People ask if they want something. I end up giving a lot of things away. I just feel like someone needs a boost or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I was at the doctor's office and I had a bowl koozie in my bag, and the nurse looked like that was checking us in looked like she was like got run over by a whole train of semis. And when she got done, I just thanked her and I said, "Listen," I said, "I don't have any to choose from, but I have this." I said, "Just, take it as a thank you for all your hard work. Looks like you've had a rough day, a rough week, or a rough year." And I said, so a lot of times that's, but I have sold some things here and there, and it's nice because it feeds my hobby.
Teresa said that she's done that before, but was looking for the real shortcut. I think she's talking about the corn.
Well, like I said, I think there's a way, and we'll have to ask Rita. I do think there's a way you can freeze it in the husk, and I would think I don't remember. I don't know if you can just throw it in there in the husk. Yeah, because it is a bit of work. But then at the same time, if you have it all stripped naked and blanched, it's all ready to go. You don't have to do all the. Thank you, Victoria. It's just the, you know, I usually try and keep my little gnomes or little lanyards in my bag for moments like that. And I think us creators can all find a little something that we do with our scraps that we can keep a stack of, or a little bag.
It's just a thinking of you.
Yeah, a simple thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
a stranger that you can just
something to lift somebody up and make their
Yeah.
day better.
yeah, you just well you don't always know the war somebody's fighting within.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either strengthen their cord or you can pray it further.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Jewish saying that if we relieve 1/60th of someone's pain and or suffering, there is God, there's love, and there's kindness. 1/60th. That's not much at all. That's not much effort at all. But I know I don't. It's just the way I think, or maybe the way I was raised, or learned along the way. But
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us forget that it's easy to do something simple. I'll zip by on my little marked cart and somebody's filling the freezer with ice cream, and I'll go thank you, and I'll turn around and go for what? And I go for being here, for stocking the shelves. And this is something I learned a lot in the pandemic. Excuse my
Mm-hmm.
French. Pandemic was because they were working their butts off and getting the short end, and then people were like blowing their fuses with them when it wasn't their fault. We forget that they have bills to pay, that they have wars they're fighting. JL is being treated for dehydration.
Yeah.
He is and will be okay. Well, thankfully it's dehydration. I know that can worsen, well, actually can create brain fog, especially in the elderly, but it also can worsen dementia. You're very welcome, Karen and Rebecca. I don't think we realize how impactful sometimes a random act of kindness can be.
Yeah. Right. You're right.
And it doesn't have to be this big grand gesture. It can
Yep.
just be a little keychain or a funky little gnome that you make out of knit gloves, or something something in your bag. You never know what I'll pull out of my bag. I need to restock it because it's well. Hopefully we'll have a doctor's break soon. Well, he's what, 92?
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, my appetite would change if I was 92.
Yeah.
Well, that can be a sign of a couple things. It could be a sign that his body's getting tired and it needs more energy to put blood other places than digesting. It could be that it's hot and it's summer.
Yeah.
Let me show you all these other ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's got scalloped edges.
Is it white? Yes, it does. It's one of them she brought to be quilted, and it's the wedding ring,
Oh, okay.
but it's
Yep.
black and purple.
The
And
black
it's
kind of
got
like,
black backing.
yeah.
I'm gonna quilt it in black. It's not huge. It's not big, but
That's gonna be a little different to quilt with the scalloped edges.
well, after I based it on the top, it ought to be okay, shouldn't it?
I would think so.
I've never done one with the scalloped edges like that, but I think if I just based it in good, it ought to be okay. I'm hoping so.
Janet says that JL's in the hospital.
Oh, I know. She's posted that earlier. I'm sorry about that. We miss y'all when you don't come in, Janet.
92. He's 92. Yeah.
92. Yeah.
He's got dehydration and they did a brain scan because of the dementia.
Oh my. Well.
And she said his appetite has changed.
Well, I'm wondering if once they get him rehydrated and get him settled in his environment, if his appetite will pick up. I mean, it's been awful hot out, but if you take somebody who has any amount of dementia out of their routine, out of their comfort zone, and you change
He hadn't been home from that rehab very long though, so
it, and the hardest thing a lot of times is to get, and stubborn old folk to drink when they need to. And I say that as a CNA, as an EMT, taking care of Nana for helping to take care of my Nana for the last 6 months. It's like you think drinking would be the simplest thing, but sometimes it's like moving a mountain. Yeah, yeah, it is a pretty quilt.
Yeah, it is. You
That's
said
true.
did you say she brought 5 of them for you?
Well, she ended up bringing 1, 2, 3, and then there was another one that she was talking about. It was the flag that was kind of nylon stuff, and she wanted to put something around it and see if I could quilt it. But it ought to, though, I think so. But she asked for that one first, and then this one she wants next. And none of them are huge tops. But this is what a walkabout, isn't that one called?
Oh, yeah.
Walkabout?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've got the pattern. I've never made it before.
I've never seen that pattern. Okay.
But it's got the camping and the deers, and so I don't like quilting them deer, making them deer and them moose over there.
Looks like at least a couple of them are for men.
Yeah, but I'm a little tense over there doing it. But they look like deer. They really do look like deer and moose and bears. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah. And I'll put the deer on that one, and these others. I've got this heart that I'm putting on the. No, there's 4. There's another one. Oh, there's this one. So not get these.
They're not multiplying over there, Miss Rita.
And then there's this one too. So she brought 4, and then talked about the other one. And these are for the grandkids. So she made the colors the grandkids like, but they're not my favorite colors. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, mine's not mine either.
But you know how kids are. They want something different. So, so I get it. I get it.
Our grandkids don't like what we like, so.
I know. No, and I had one of my grandnieces come over here one day to the quilt shop and went back there. She didn't see a thing back there she liked.
That's because I like florals.
And she probably wanted this animal print, this cheetah print or whatever. It wasn't my pretty flowers. She didn't want that. So, oh,
you like bright colors, florals.
The double wedding ring. I like the purple, but I'm not quite sure about the black background.
Yeah, that was kind of different.
It does, but it makes it kind of dark.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't go together. I mean, shoot.
I've always seen double wedding rings with brighter colors, flower
and the white background. The one I had, my grandma made for me was the white background. So.
Yep.
Well, that's a big jug of tea. Joanna's going to stay hydrated.
I had my quart of milk this morning, and I'm working on my tea this afternoon. I like it because it just sits there all afternoon.
And I just clicked over on the YouTube side. Sandra's fixing to go live here in a few minutes, isn't she?
30.
Sarah's going to her physical therapy.
Oh, on the 4th of July, you have to go see your personal torture.
Oh, even on the 4th of July, you got to do that physical therapy? You'd think you'd get the day off from that.
Yeah, usually they close for a day and they make it like just behave at home.
Janet, that's a good one. Trying to be a fountain and not a drain. Amen.
Okay, there was a corny question, Miss Rita. How should I freeze the corn? I prefer on the cob. Can you leave it and cut the tip and end off? Now, I said I typically blanch mine. and then shock it and put it in the freezer. She wants
I used to blanch it, but I don't even do that anymore. I do clean mine up before I put it in the freezer. But I've heard of people leaving the shucks on it and putting it in the freezer too.
well, that's what
Yeah.
Brony
So
said.
I think any way you wanted to do it, if you was little stretch for time, you might just do the quick and easy way.
Well, you test it out. Go 2 or 3 years in the freezer overnight with the husk on, and see if they're nasty or not.
Yeah, I don't do that, but I've heard of people doing that, and they swear by that. But I clean mine up and wash it, and put it in there on the cob. But I blanched it for years, and that was just an extra step that I got tired of doing, because we put up bushels and bushels. Maybe if you just had a few to put up, you might take more trouble with it. But
My mom always blanched it.
yeah. Well, I did for a long time.
Yeah, I think the opinion on the needing of blanching has
But,
gone.
but some of that USDA stuff, I mean, you've got to follow the rules, but there's some of them you can kind of skip if you know which ones to skip. So.
Well, that's what the Ball Blue book. I mean, they update. They put one out about every year. This one says 38th edition, but I have some that are from the 70s.
I don't have the new ones. I've got the ones from 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, I have a stack of those, but this new one, I couple it with recipes they don't have in this new one.
Yeah.
Some of the updated recommendations and guidelines. And sometimes there's recipes in here that are really good that aren't in the old ones.
Yeah.
And I hadn't bought one in a while. So I just got this new one. And I mean, now they're even adding, talk about butter and different things. But yeah, Ball has always been very on the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I have plenty of Ball catalogs that go back to 70s, 80s. And the only thing that's really changed is some of the guidelines for how long you leave it in the water bath and that type of thing.
Don't listen to me. I do my tomatoes open kettle, but don't tell nobody. So.
Marla Hannah.
Hello, Marla, Hannah.
Well, my daddy always had us put a layer of wax over the jelly, and then put the lid on and water bath it to seal it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's a recommended necessary step anymore. But we'd always have to boil some.
Now, how would you water bath it with that wax on there? Because that would cause that wax just to melt all through it, wouldn't it?
No, it floats on top. The wax is not as heavy as
stays on the top.
Yes.
Because my mother-in-law used to use that wax, but I don't think she water bathed her jellies. I know she didn't.
I think he did it both ways, because I remember popping it and then having to dig out the wax plug.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he also did it without it and just did the wax plug. I'm sure I could look in one of the books and see, but the wax is a different consistency and density than the jam.
Yeah, I've still got some of that wax down on the pantry shelf.
Well,
that Gulf wax.
Yeah, I do occasionally use a little bit of that to thin out chocolate and give it a shine when I'm making turtles or something like that. If like the semi-sweet chocolate chips or something that I'm using is real thick and it's not setting up well, I'll just throw in just a tiny bit of that Gulf wax. Helps it set up, and it gives it that nice shine like you get it from some fancy place. Not that our place is fancy. But
jelly, and then done with no water bath. See, that's the way I remember them doing it. No
Yeah,
water bath.
for some reason I remember both, and I don't know why. Or maybe it just sat. It maybe just sitting in the cupboard. Because he put it down in the basement. Just maybe sitting down in the basement with cans on top of each other, it would suck the lid down.
But I remember as a kid, if there was mold on top of the jelly, you just dipped it off and ate the jelly underneath it.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't think nothing about it. That's what Mama said do. So that's what we did.
You're still alive.
I know, still here.
Did
Just dip
has
that.
a little
Just dip
mold
it.
on it?
Mama say, just dip
There's
that off.
a lot of things they did they wouldn't do now at all.
Uh-uh.
It has a little mold. Just like
But I'm knock on wood. I was healthy as anybody. So
Yeah, we were too.
I mean, drank from the hose, the garden hose out front. We, see the puddles. We ran barefoot all over the place.
Yeah.
no,
We
yeah.
didn't wear helmets on our bike.
I can remember the kid, the skin on the hide on the bottom of my feet was so tough.
Yeah.
We did everything barefoot in the summertime. We didn't buy shoes hardly till it was almost time for school in the fall. So,
You had to come home and change your clothes right away and put on
oh,
play clothes.
yes, when you come home from school,
And
you
save
pulled
your
off them school clothes. Yes.
You had to save your shoes for school. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't wear shoes unless I have to. I mean, I'll go out.
I don't like to wear shoes.
I'm barefoot right now.
Me too. Now I'll put them back on to go back out to the
Oh,
truck.
yeah, I go outside. I put shoes
Yeah.
on. I
Yeah.
go outside. Yeah.
I don't. I walk around the yard.
Why? I don't. We've got stickers and fire ants and all kinds of stuff that I don't want. And the ground is so hot right now too.
My sister's birthday is May 15th, and my mom always told us that you can't go barefoot until her birthday. May
Birthday.
15th. Yeah.
That's true. True.
So every year on her birthday, she'll text me, "You go barefoot now."
Oh, it's cute. That's a cute memory for y'all. So
It is.
oh May.
Uh,
Are y'all about ready to call this a day?
Yeah, I
See what-
gotta get something to eat. Yeah.
And y'all can go see what some of the others are doing on here. I'm going to make another run or two on this thing, but
Yep.
y'all won't have to watch me do it. I was going to show Rowena something though.
I see
Something
you.
else there's something else you have that I want.
No. But the other day when I was trying to just organize stuff, you know what I'm going to show you.
Oh yeah.
We've got to get back to those because they're so cute.
Oh,
I pulled mine out the other day. I think I have 5 done.
This is the only one I found, I think.
It's got the stems. You got it with the stems on it?
No, I haven't done that yet. I'm way behind.
Yeah.
But they're just the cutest things.
They are.
You just got to finish them.
I showed it to my husband. He goes, "Are those hearts?" I said, "Well, partly. They're heart flowers, heart blossoms."
But I just thought it was the cutest thing, and you made a whole bunch of them. I didn't get better.
I'm gonna make some more, and the other little blocks that go with them I haven't done yet.
And if you probably can't see it, but that cross one's still way over there.
I see that.
Oh, I'm embarrassed to tell you how many projects are started,
But
but
those were fun to make. And
Oh, Miss Rita, we were talking about. She asked what I'm working on, and I am definitely not a one project person. I am a rabbit trail wanderer, and I did find the French braid table runner to finish that I was looking for the last time I was on.
mm-hmm.
oh, Cheryl, the name of the pattern is Heart Blossoms.
Heart blossoms. Mhm.
Wasn't the one what you pulled for the?
And I don't even know where my pattern is,
I
but
found the pattern.
but I don't think it got laid here with the blocks.
You can
yeah.
find it. You can find it
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, I like that.
Hi, Deb.
I think I have 12. I think I have 12 out of the 20.
12. Okay.
Hang on a
100.
second.
And
Hello,
I,
Deb. Yeah.
I think you're right. I go from like pastels to not overly wild colors, but colors that are kind of bright and you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about that, I do like my color. I try not to get too wild, but I do like.
Yeah.
But I like my pastels too, and my lighter colors.
Yeah. I just like a little bit of everything. So.
That's the problem.
And it sometimes it just depends on the mood. Sometimes you'll looky there. I'm so
I
jealous
found them.
so much.
Huh?
Cheryl, you've got to start this one too, because it's pretty. I'm gonna make you big, Rowena. You about ready? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I
Look
like
what
that.
you got done.
So she made a okay heart blossom.
And then, yeah, I got the stems on them.
Okay. They're pretty.
They are. They're very pretty.
Yep. I like this red one. Red. This one.
Yeah. Yep.
I
All right.
got the.
Rowena, we're gonna have to make a sew date on this.
Yep.
After I find my patterns.
This is the last one. Yep.
No.
Yep. That's it.
That's it. They're pretty.
But
Well,
there's little another block that goes with it, like a secondary block with the little squares.
Yeah, they're kind of crisscrosses, kind of, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll go get the pattern.
Deborah said she just got her cross quilt cut out.
Out.
You're doing better than me. I have the pattern. I have read it and I have stared at it.
Uh-huh.
And hi, Deb. Deb, the pug mama says, quilter says hi, Rita, Joanna, Rowena, and y'all.
There's the pattern.
Okay, I'm gonna make you big one more time. There's the pattern. Oh, it's just a little checkerboard thing. That is not very big.
Yeah. It's called Heart Blossoms, and this is Atkins Treasures, something like that. Heather Peterson.
Heather Peterson. Okay, Cheryl said she screenshotted it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we see what each other works on, and it makes us want to do them too.
That's a big mistake.
It's no wonder we have so many projects going.
I gotta have it.
If she can do that, I can too. So
yeah.
There is one other thing. Hang on before you go, Miss.
Oh, the prairie, and I love that prairie flower one too.
I made one of those a long time ago, and I want to make another one.
Yeah.
Jelly and jam.
Ooh, I bet that one's
Just
pretty.
12 done. 12 of them done.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to make my next one out of the Ridgewood.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You bought those charm packs.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
Cheryl goes, y'all are addictive.
Yeah, we are.
This is cork.
Cork.
Let's look at that.
It's thin and it's cork.
What you gonna do with it?
And this, see, has like a metallic.
Oh yeah.
And then I have one that has flowers on it. I make pouches. I make lanyards or little keychains. I make little keychains, and
Okay.
it's really nice because it's thin, and most any sewing machine can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I have a friend that uses cork. I've never tried it.
It sews beautifully. The only thing that's tough is like when you're folding. When you're folding, like
in the sashing of the prairie with the prairie flower, I don't know. It with the star with the flowers. I don't know about it. I don't know if I'd like the way that
star from your quilt in the. Oh,
So,
the star from your okay. It's the star
Yeah,
from your,
in the prairie flower though.
oh,
I
I
don't
don't know about that.
because that section is kind of really tiny in the prairie flower, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very big.
Yeah, it is. What is it? 2.5
So, so
inches?
yeah, it's got a cornerstone, a
The
colored
cornerstone. Yeah,
cornerstone.
yeah. It's
Karen,
2.5 inches.
Karen, I don't think I would, but you do whatever you think whatever you like.
I don't know about that. I don't
but
personally I don't think I would, but
Not unless it had a pretty wide sashing on something, but
no.
not anyway.
JL has company, so she's love to you all. Happy 4th.
Okay, happy
it
4th to
would,
you. Give JL a hug for us when you see him.
Yep.
this is easy to sew, but I make like one. If I make like a 1 inch keychain, I tuck the raw edge under on both sides, and I have to put an old iron or a dumbbell or something with weight to to get the crease in it to make it easier to sew. That's the only thing that takes a little bit more is getting the creases in it, but they make great little purses, wallets that
Mhm.
um
I'm not going to start another craft.
No,
well it's set
no.
up just like fabric, and
I'm gonna stick with quilting and sewing. That's it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
it
I've
up.
done that before and get
Well,
overwhelmed.
this is
Hmm.
I sew these.
And you go buy all this other have to buy all new stuff for it.
Yeah, the only thing I bought for this was the little lanyard things that go on the end.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, it's all sewing. I have the
Mhm.
needles that thread, and so I sew them up like I would a fabric keychain or lanyard. It's just a different. It's antimicrobial, easier to clean. Um,
Hey, happy 4th to Denise. She said
Yeah.
happy 4th to everybody.
Been pretty quiet around here. I don't know what tonight will be.
I know.
They're having fireworks downtown at 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be in bed.
Oh,
I don't go to the fireworks. It's
well,
crowded.
well, you were up early this morning too, just like me.
Yeah.
We'll be in bed at bedtime. We'll be
We just
in
don't go.
bed.
We don't go that kind of stuff anymore.
Uh-uh.
Too crowded. Too
Yes.
hot. Too
Yeah.
hot.
Too hot. Too hot. Exactly.
Put out watered flowers this morning. Oh, the humidity! I was just dripping with sweat, and
Mm-hmm.
it was only out there like a half an hour. Hurrying it watered. My husband was watering the front. I was watering in the back, and it was so hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was more humidity than the temperature.
Oh yeah, I'm in the South. I know what humidity is.
Yeah,
We call it air you can wear. So
that's a good one.
it's
Yeah. It don't take much for me to. It was running in my face and down my, and my burning my eyes. And
yeah, yeah. Terry's been going over and helping the grandson with that chicken coop, and he goes over early because he can't. You can't work out in the middle of the
no,
day like that. And
no.
he'll come in, and his eyes will be burning because the sweat's
Yep,
been in
yep,
them and burned them. Yeah.
yep. Can't take it anymore.
there's the
Mm.
flowers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sometimes put it on the bottom, like if I'm doing a drawstring bag to support the bottom of the bag.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it makes, and it's not. It's like a millimeter thick, so um, it's like I said, real easy, and you can get, especially if you go on Amazon, you can get a ton of designs. You know, I picked these up at
I've never tried it. I've had a friend that's done things with it, but I've never sewed with it.
well, I'll tell.
I'll just stick with cotton.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
I saw it in
and
because I
and
make.
that cord can be kind of pricey too, though, can't
I don't
it?
know. I've never bought it. I've never priced it.
Well, a roll that one roll was about 20, and it's 44 inches by 50 inches, I think. But I only use the 2.5
Yeah.
in strip, and then I
And,
cut
and
it
then
in
I'd have a whole roll of it left after you.
and well, you can see, this is just a but, and I found it less expensive on Amazon. So if I have to restock, and I went ahead and picked those couple others I picked up when it was on sale for like 2 for $20. But a little goes a long way.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, the whole idea when I saw it was, wow, I make fabric keychains. And wouldn't that be nice to do with some of that cork design? And they actually look really good. But I don't think I have any right now because
Cheryl says we're all addictive.
I know. It's true. That's true.
We're a bad influence on each other.
We could probably be addicted to something worse than this.
Oh, yeah, a lot worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this keeps us busy and out of trouble.
I say everybody needs a hobby.
Uh-huh. They do. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is science is now coming up to prove that hobbies are actually healthy. I mean, they're actually helping people for their mental health and even their physical health.
Yep.
To even take 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to do something, writing, reading, gardening.
It's therapy. It's therapy.
Everyone agrees. What, you agree that we're addictive or hobbies are good?
All of it.
You agree we're all nuts.
Bounce ideas off onto each other,
Yeah.
If you're going to spend money, then I'm going to have the company help me spend money.
Yeah. If I'm going to throw this money away, you are too.
That's right. You can't keep your money. If I can't keep mine.
It's probably ain't no telling how many dollars worth of fabric still laying around here not finished though. Lots of dollars worth.
I know. I told myself I got to get the tops quilted that I've already got made.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but then
life should be fun. That's right.
Yep.
Then I found that place and I think that quilt shop had a genius idea. 5-6 hours away, get a small place in the foundry and put cuts in their end of bolts and things like that. And they were getting all the tourists in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cheryl says she's quilting fabric workaholic, and I'm proud of it.
Me too.
Oh, I think.
And when I started quilting years ago, I was still the same way, but then I got a lot of the stuff I got rid of 20, 30 years ago when I quit, and I've had to buy it all back. So I've been there twice.
Yeah, I started out years ago, and for a long time I didn't do anything.
And did you get rid of your fabric in between that time?
I didn't have a whole lot. At the time I didn't really have a whole lot. But
no, I had whittled down, and most of what you see I've gathered in the last 4 to 5 years.
But it was only when I come back to quilting this second time that all these collections come out. We didn't have collections when fabrics from years ago.
You didn't have pre-cuts and all that.
You go to Walmart and you try to, if you were doing a quilt, you try to find different ones that would match.
Yeah. Now we're spoiled.
I know it. They take the guesswork out of it because it all comes from the same.
And lady years ago, she's gone now, but she had a big quilting frame in her living room and she's like, do you quilt on a frame or by hand, or do you it's like on the machine? And I said machine. She goes, that's not quilting. I said, I know, but if I did it by hand, I'd never get it done.
Yeah, but I kind of justify that by saying if my grandma was to know about these quilt machines, she would have wanted one too. So even though she did them all by hand, so.
And then the pre-cuts too. It's just you cut everything out yourself. And like I said, you didn't have all those rulers, those choices of rulers.
Oh, that quilting today. My hero was that quilting today, Eleanor Burns. That's what got me really really hooked on
And
it.
ain't no such thing as a rotary cutter. You just cut it out by scissors, made your own templates with cardboard or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So tempting. All right, ladies, I've got to get off here. I've got to shut this down and go back to work.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
been-
We gotta get something to eat. So
Deborah quilts by hand. We've been here 2 hours, and I've only made 2 runs on that quilt. So.
You know, I have quilted by hand and I do a few things by hand, but with my psoriatic and OA, it just is really hard to do large amounts.
Yeah, but but I think we, even if it's arthritis, we need to keep our hands a moving. Yeah, as best we can. So
I have a friend that quilts all by hand, and she's had carpal tunnel surgery already. So well,
this one was done, but not my dominant hand.
Well, we'll see you later.
All right, bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, you girls, for being up here. So
no problem. Bye, Joanna.
Rita, bye.
Bye. End